I want to be left alone. Like, I don't want to face all these things that life gave me.
So you got to a point where you were sick and tired of hearing that voice.
I was sick and tired of not facing the fact that I've allowed life to make me feel like a loser. And a lot of us allow life to do that, and we accept it. You have to remind yourself, we all have a story. All of us have gone through very hard times. But when we're in a hard time, our mind has a way of forgetting what all we've overcome. I have a way of taking 1 second when I want to quit and saying, okay, you endured this. So I look at my life and how I came up as the ultimate training ground, versus most people look at it as, why? Woe is me. I had to flip this upside down and say, hang on a second. God was training me to be one of the baddest men on the planet Earth. This was my journey. So instead of looking at like, oh my God, man, why did I start it? Why did my dad beat me for it? Why is this? It was to be right where I'm at today.
It starts with taking pride in your discipline that you know you need to have to become the person that you want to become. You might want to listen to what I just said. Taking pride in the discipline. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is this. I talked to a guy today in the gym who was asking me some pretty serious questions. Do you ever just want to quit? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. And I had a serious talk with him. But one thing I share with them is this. You should take pride in the feeling of wanting to quit and not quitting. When things have been really hard for me, the hardest in my life, whether it be in my fitness, whether it be in my business, whether it be in any area of life, the one thing that I've always taken pride in is this. When things get hard, I don't look at it like, oh, dude, things are so fucking hard. That's not how I think about it. I reframe my thoughts to think about it like this. Hey, shit's really hard right now, dude. You're really struggling right now. But here's the thing. Right now is when everybody else quits. Right now is when everybody else is going to fall behind. Right now is when everybody else decides to do something that's easier or faster or not as hard. And that's what gets you ahead. That's what gets you to have pride. Because those struggles, those feelings, those things that are difficult, they are there to test you. Those things are there to test us. And when we test ourselves on a consistent basis and we pass those tests, you have to think of it that other competitors, I actually visualize people that compete with me or try to be like me or try to take money off of my table or business away from me. And I think about them and I said, dude, would they quit now? And the answer is usually yes. And when I think of all those people quitting, I get energy to push through my struggle. I get happy about my struggle. I get ready to take more struggle in and chew that shit up and spit it right back out.
I had to start building on something. I had to start learning how to find mental toughness. Whenever life would start getting good for me, God would throw a nice anchor and stop me right there. This is where I started to develop an indestructible mental toolbox. That's where the true transformation starts to happen. When you can look at people, anybody, thousands of people, one person, and say, hey, this is who I am. And this is where I have to fix myself.
If you want to create super high confidence, super high self-esteem, that feeling I'm super powerful, I'm invincible, I'm the fucking man, or I'm the fucking woman, I'm a boss lady, whatever the hell you want to call it. You have to take pride in not quitting when other people are going to quit. You have to take pride in executing your job to the very best of your ability. Taking pride in improving. Taking pride in giving it your best. All of those things are what truly create what we're talking about here. That comes down to taking pride in your discipline. And most people never figure that out. Most people can't figure out why they don't feel good. They never figure out how to create that day in and day out for themselves. And that's why they lose. That's why they create situations of frustration that just hang on and stick with them for their entire lives.
A lot of us run away from our fears and we box ourselves in to a lifestyle of this is all we can do. 'Cause I'm afraid of everything outside this box. I'm comfortable inside this box. I jumped the box. Mentally, I jumped the box and said, hey, I got to come out here and play.
It's the day-to-day disciplines. It's the eating the meals, doing the workouts, doing the best you can in your career, doing the best you can for your family. Those are the things that create the energy that I'm talking about. Those are the things that are going to create your superpower so that you can go through life being a badass motherfucker. And who doesn't want to be that?
The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, eventually you'll act on it. And my self-talk was the most disgusting self-talk of all time. But I went to the mirror, the accountability mirror, I looked at it and I said, my God, man, you are on your own. And what are you going to do about it? And that's when I slowly started to change my life. But, you know, it doesn't happen that quickly. No. I looked in this one guy's eyes who was ringing the bell to quit, to put his helmet down out of Navy SEAL training. And I saw myself. And I saw what everybody said I was going to be, which was nothing. What I said I was going to be, that conversation you have.
The real privilege is how long it's taking you and the lessons that you learn, because those struggles, those hardships, those things that people face will usually cause them to quit, and it brings you up.